They're simply on their way to unite with relatives and sponsors, to meet sponsors in the state, or just traveling through Tennessee until they reach another destination to unite with family members or legal sponsors. As you know, geographically, it's right in a place where there's a lot of states around it, so it's a place where some flights have gone through.
We're hearing from the White House tonight about 4 late-night flights carrying migrant children that arrived in Chattanooga weeks after the governor declined to house them. Thank you for joining us. I'm Cindy Sexton. A concerned eyewitness contacted Channel 3 with this video that shows the unaccompanied minors boarding charter buses bound for numerous cities in the middle of the night. Well, today, the federal government confirmed what was captured on video was part of a government operation.
HHS, the Department of Health and Human Services in the federal government, pays to charter these flights. Okay, so the taxpayer, you and I and our constituents, are paying for that. So these flights are actually being paid for and sent in. So they have acknowledged that.
Congressman Chuck Fleischman says HHS has taken responsibility for the 4 flights into Chattanooga, which he was unaware of until Channel 3 called him. Now, he and Tennessee senators are publicly demanding information about where the children were taken and who is caring for them.
So my calls will be answered. Senator Blackmun and Senator Haggerty calls will be answered, and we're going to get to the bottom of this.
The owner of a Chattanooga Shuttle company says the focus should be on the children involved. He had no idea who would be his passengers last Friday when he arrived at the airport to meet one of those 4 flights. Channel 3's Mary Frances Hoots is live right now with the interview you're seeing first on 3. Mary Frances.
Well, Cindy, David Alverson is the owner of Nuga Shuttles. He says it's not uncommon for him to get a call and not know who he's picking up. Now, he said that the company that booked his shuttle bus to come to Wilson Air said it was part of a government operation, and that was the only information he was given. Now, he had no idea when he came here that he was going to be picking up kids coming from the southern border, and he says since then, all he can think about are those kids.
As soon as they stepped out, up on the top where they got out of the airplane, I knew exactly what it was. And anyway, it's a little emotional.
David Alverson, owner of Nuga Shuttles, says when he arrived to Wilson Air Center last Friday, he only knew he was there as part of a government operation. A Miami consulting company booked a shuttle and told him to arrive ahead of a flight inbound from Dallas. A 55-passenger plane landed around 12:15.
8 young Hispanic males got off, all dressed the same, all carrying a black little duffel bag.
Alverson says other children stayed on the plane, which flight records show left for New Jersey.
And you could see little faces looking out, at all the windows.
Alverson says his passengers appeared between the ages of 8 and 14.
They came down, we loaded their stuff up, they got in the bus, never said a word. They looked scared.
Alverson says 3 chaperones directed him to a former Tennessee Temple dormitory in Highland Park. A local nonprofit that provides unification services is leasing the property to house migrant children.
The adults never spoke to the kids in my presence, and I never heard the kids say anything amongst themselves.
Alverson says it wasn't the first time to the facility for the chaperones, who he drove back to the airport after dropping off the boys.
You were just here last week. And he said, yeah, we drove out here from Dallas with 2 charter buses full of kids.
Alverson says he was shaken up by what he witnessed.
In a different country, not with your family, is just, that's a lot to go through.
Immigration attorney Brittany Faith frequently works with migrant children and says these trips can be very difficult for the kids involved.
The government is trying to do what they can to keep these children safe and to reunite them with their families. And it's just part of the process, and we need to respect the process. Well, they've already been through a lot, and so I just encourage everyone to respect their privacy.
Alverson says the same company called again for help transporting children, and he declined.
Called him back and said, we're done, no more.
Now, we asked Congressman Chuck Fleischman today if any more of these flights were coming into Chattanooga. He said he didn't know. We also finally received a response from the HHS today, and they said contractors use, quote, various modes of transportation to unite unaccompanied minors, but they take several things into consideration, including child safety, wellness, travel time, and, of course, cost effectiveness. Cindy.
Thank you, Mary Frances. We are constantly updating this story in our app and on our website. You can find more of our exclusive coverage there.